Hello Booktube, it's Louise, the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well wherever it is you are and whatever it is you're doing. Hello. Welcome to my Booktube channel. I know. Long time no see. What have you been up to? Tell me. I haven't looked to see when was the last time I did this video, and there's a good chance that nobody will watch it apart from the husband. So to my darling who is upstairs, hello. He wanted me to do a Booktube video, and he's made it possible, and here we are. I'm making it. Yes, yeah, lots of things have happened since I've been away for all of us. So hello, if you are new here. Why you would be, I don't know, but say you are. Say this is your first video that you're finding. Hello, how are you doing? Looking lovely. My name's Louise. I live in the east of England in the UK with the husband and our son, who is now 13. I think when I started on Booktube, he was like 6, 7, and now he's 13, and he's a teenager in all that means. We measured the other day, and he is now my height, which is beyond crazy. But he is wonderful and glorious, as is the husband. I live here with our 3 cats. If you are a returning viewer, husband, there is a change of backdrop because we have moved yet again. That's another feature of my channel, is that we would move quite regularly. We are not going to move again. I think I say that quite regularly as well, but we are definitely not going to move again. How do I know that? Because we got rid of the boxes. We have no packing boxes left. That was a clear signal to the goddess, to the universe. We are not moving again. This is it. We have found, looking around at the garden, looking around at the shelves, looking around at our kitchen. It's perfect, friends. It's perfect. It's like a combination of, I would say 2, maybe 3 of our previous houses, and it's the best bits out of all of them, and I didn't realise it, and it just, every room needs work, but we are here for that. And the garden, I don't know what we're going to do with that, but we are here for it. It is glorious. It's glorious. And there is room for many, many bookshelves, which is a good job because we have many, many bookshelves and many, many books to go on them. So, yeah. Do you know what? I just felt I've got a bit of room in my life now. I've got a little bit of space. I'm now a fully qualified pharmacy technician. Got a permanent job in the hospital that I trained in, which is glorious, and I'm so thrilled. And the way that my schedule works means that I have got time. I've got that little bit of space that I needed to get back into fully fledged reader mode, and it's given me energy, and I want to follow what that energy is, and I want to talk about books, and I want to talk about books with you, and I want to know what you've been reading, and I want you to show me what you've been reading, and I want to show you what I've been reading and what I've been buying and what I haven't enjoyed and what I've enjoyed and all the things. So I want to do that, and I want to follow that energy because it feels really positive. I've got ideas. How good's that? I knew when I was training to be a pharmacy technician, there was so much involved in it. It took up an awful lot of my bandwidth, and now I'm more focused, and so I can be here. I can be here and talk to you, which is a glorious thing. The other thing that has drawn me back was that every so often I would get a message across the interwebs from people that I've never met before, and that the likelihood is I'll never meet, and they would send messages that said, hey, hope you're doing okay, miss your videos, or I've watched an old video and I've thought of you and I just wanted to send you my love. And that's just amazing. And every time I would read one of those, it would remind me of how deeply amazing people are. And it is those moments where you are reminded about the kindness of strangers, about kindness of people that think of you and want to send you love. And each time I read one of those, I would get that buzz of the energy of the love coming. I've just had one recently, and this is the real prompt. I was like, right, I'm going to do it because it's mad. Here we are. And it was from L.A. Greer. Hello. We miss you, which is very nice. I hope you're doing great. I am, thank you very much. I hope you're doing great too. Also, I for one would love an laundry update. And the idea of somebody thinking about me doing my laundry and my obsession with laundry, which is still going strong, let's be honest, is just fabulous. This house is great. I have some good views of other people's laundry. The neighbours have no idea that I am as obsessed. And we have quite a few that I can have a look at. Not out the back, I can't see any from here, but upstairs. And when we were looking around the house, the husband said, "Have you spotted?" And I was like, "Yes, I can see laundry." So he knows the obsession is still true. We've got a magnificent place for a washing line. Last summer I was laundry queen. But yeah, so I'm back. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books, friends. Let's talk about books, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that we read. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books. Right, so I'm not going to tell you all the books that I've read in the last time since I've seen you, because let's not do that. Let's talk about some of the books. Now, these are mainly thrillers. So I'm going to do some introductory videos coming back into my channel. I'm going to try and catch you up with what I've been reading, what I've liked, what I haven't liked. I went through a bit of a stage where I was DNFing everything. It was like, I can't find a book I like. But I have found some books I like, and I did a series, which I've got to show you. I've got the last book that came into the house, and actually the last two books that came into the house. I thought I could show you those, and we'll just do some books. Let's just do some books. Let's talk about books. So, where do I start? Let me start with a series that I have really enjoyed. And it's a series I've come back to. So it starts with, and I have shown this before, River of Darkness by Rennie, Airth. Okay, so this is a John Madden mystery. It starts in 1921. It is not a cosy crime, but it is cosy crime because it's when it's set. It is quite a brutal murder, but it's a murder mystery set in Surrey in 1921. Detective Inspector Madden is drawn in from Scotland Yard, and it's the whole First World War experience. It's completely in my wheelhouse because I love books that are set in between the two wars, in between the First World War and the Second World War. I love crime books, I love mystery books. It's a detective story, which I love, and I really enjoyed it. I read this a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, and really liked it. So I picked up the second book in the series, which is called The Blood-Dimmed Tide, and I didn't enjoy it. So that was a bit of a blow. The reason why this was a bit of a blow was because I had bought the fifth book in the series first. So I bought this book from Heifers in Cambridge, and I showed it on the channel, went, "Oh, look, I'm going to read this." And quite a few people said, "Do not read it. You need to start at the beginning of the series." So I went, got the first book in the series, was like, yeah, great. Got the second book in the series. Didn't enjoy it. Thought the pacing was terrible. Reaching back into the archives as to why I didn't enjoy it. And the thing that I really didn't like, it didn't have enough John Madden in. So as a character, I fell a little bit in love. Let's be honest. And this is now 1932, so it's, what's that, maths, 11 years later, still in between the wars, still right where I was, but it had too much of the other detectives, the other Scotland Yard detectives, and I didn't enjoy it. So that put me off the series. I was like that. So I didn't want to read the third book, which I am just going to have to double check which one it is, because I've mucked them out of the series. Is it The Dead of Winter? Is this The Dead of Winter? Is that the third book? 1944. Yeah. Yes, this is the third book. Apologies. This is the third book. I don't know why, but I picked up the third book, The Dead of Winter, and I thought, do you know, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. I'm in the mood for... I know what it was. Hold that thought. We started watching Foyle's War on the television, and we've never watched it. I love cosy crime. I love Midsummer Murders. I love all the Agathas. Love that kind of crime on the television where it's an hour and a half, 2 hours long. You sit back of an evening, you let it roll over you. It's always ridiculous. I don't like gritty crime. I like ridiculous crime. And there's a nice resolution at the end. And we're watching that, and we're watching Foyle's War, which is so good. And it gave me the vibes of this book again, this series. And I thought, I'm going to go back and I'm going to give this series another go. So I picked up The Dead of Winter, which is set in 1944 in London and Surrey. I can't really go into the plots because it would be, each book, just cosy crime, just set in that. So 1944, murder mystery, John Madden. It was really good. Pacing was still a little bit suspect to my mind, but it had more John Madden. I got more into the other characters. I thought it was an interesting story. I was gripped. I wanted to read it. Flew through it. Loved it. Third book. So I picked up the fourth book in the series, which is The Reckoning. 1945, 46. Oh, you're right. You do have to read them in order. Really loved it again. Thought it was, again, a different way of looking at it. Following, set into that period, the wars ended, the world isn't miraculously much better, there's so many problems, there's still rationing, there's still hardship. Really enjoyed it though, thought it was a really good book, highly recommend. And eventually I could get to the fifth book of the series, which was my original one that I bought, and it's called The Death of Kings. I completely misremembered what this was about, and I thought this was set in Newmarket, which we live very near to, and I thought it was about horse racing. It's absolutely nothing to do with horse racing, and it's not set in Newmarket. I don't know what book I thought it was, but it wasn't this one. This is set in 1949, and it is about a case that was solved so many years earlier. The culprit was found and hanged, and now stuff has come to light. Evidence has come to light that maybe the wrong man was convicted and executed. And it's about the fabulous John Madden being involved, and also the other characters, which I've now come to like. You learn and you like, and there is a kind of a cast of characters that you get to know, and they're all in it, and so you see them, and I really enjoyed it. So as a series, if you are into murder mysteries and you like the Between the Wars, on the Wars period, then I can recommend the Rennie Airth series. That was a really ugly way of holding them. See, I'm out of practice. Let's see if I can hold this up. Can I hold this up? In a non-ugly way. There we go. That's better, isn't it? So, yes, so start with River of Darkness, work through the Blood Dim Tide. Brilliant, brilliant. Loved. So, yeah, that was it. That was a great series of books, and I really enjoyed that. And I read that last year. I read them last year. Read the first two previous years. Other books that I have read. 8 Detectives by Alex Pavesi. Oh, yeah, anyway. Alex. Is this a new author? Why, I suspect it's a new author. Yes, so it's first book. I heard about this. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get some water. I heard about this on somebody's channel. It may have even been on Instagram. Well, all murder mysteries follow a simple set of rules. In the 1930s, Grant McAllister, a mathematics professor turned author, worked them out, hiding their secrets in a book of crime stories. Then Grant disappeared. Julia Hart has finally tracked him down, and she wants to know what happened to them. It is small stories, kind of with a overarching set in this overarching book, and I didn't love it to begin with. I actually don't really like short stories. I read too quick. I read very quickly, and so it's kind of blink and they're gone. And I don't get involved with them in the way that some people do. So I didn't love it to begin with because it felt as though they were uncomfortable short stories. Why would I want to read that? However, there is a reason for that. And halfway through the book, I was like, ooh, and I got gripped. So, yeah. And it's a great looking book as well. Look at that. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. So, it's a good thriller. Is it my favourite? No, but I enjoyed it this year. This was a book that I did really enjoy. I think the world has read it, and I just thought I'd show you that the world has read it, and I've read it too. It's called The Appeal. 1 murder, 15 suspects. Can you uncover the truth? This is set in an amdram, and it's written in emails and text messages and voice messages and mainly emails and WhatsApps, and also kind of I loved the kind of mixed media of it, and it's set in a local amdram. There is a murder mystery. I don't think the murder mystery is kind of the central core of it. There are lots of different mysteries in it. There is a murder mystery as well. Is it totally fabulous beyond everything? No, there's one or two, and there's a bit of a white saviour thing going on in it, which is made me feel a bit uncomfortable. However, I have to say, I still really enjoyed it, and I passed it to the husband, and especially because we are in local amateur dramatic societies, and we have been in different ones across the years, and so there are characters in this that we almost recognised, and she had it perfectly. She had some of it really brilliantly done, so we really enjoyed it. It's the Sunday Times Crime Book of the Month, and I have seen so many people read it, and I'm going to join the chorus of people saying it's great, such a quick read. And I passed it to the husband, and he was unsure of it to begin with, but he was as gripped as I was, and that's always a good thing. So if you want a really grippy it's set in the modern era because it's all iMessaging and WhatsApp and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. Really, really liked it. So, what has recently come into the house? One of the books I got for Christmas was The Art of Theft, which is in the Lady Sherlock series by Sherry Thomas. I started reading this series, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. This is the series. Aren't they beautiful? It starts with a study in Scarlet women. I have to show them because I just think they are beautiful, and they are floppy ones. A conspiracy in Belgravia. The Hollow of Fear. So it's Victorian era. It isn't Sherlock Holmes. It is Charlotte Holmes. She is Lady Sherlock. It's glamorous and quirky and amusing, and you get to know the characters, and I love it. There is a whisper of romance through it. There's more longing than there is romance. There isn't kind of heaving bosoms and thrusting. Excuse me. There's nothing like that. But the third book, there isn't. No, there isn't. But there's more longing and yearning. And who doesn't want to read about a book about that every so often? I absolutely adored A Study in Scarlet Women. A Conspiracy in Belgravia, I thought was fabulous. The Hollow of Fear, I felt it lost its way a bit. It was trying to accomplish slightly too much, and I don't think it was entirely successful. However, I still really enjoyed it. And I had the fourth one on my wish list, and the husband bought it for me for Christmas, The Art of Theft, and I thought this was as good as the first one, if not better, because we know the characters. So I loved it. It was the first book I read after Christmas. Couldn't wait to read it, and so because of that, I treated myself to the fifth book, Murder on Cold Street by Sherry Thomas. Let me show you my bookmark. I have literally only just started it, so I can take my bookmark out. It's actually it's a Halloweeny bookmark because I couldn't find my other bookmark which I still can't find actually. It says not meow, I'm reading. It's a cat bookmark. So I've got this one, which was by the novel Menagerie. Is that how you, yeah, the novel Menagerie. It's her Etsy shop, which I love. So yes, I bought myself that around Halloween. So I'm using that as mine. So it's, again, Lady Sherlock, set in the Victorian era. There's swishing, there's bustles, there's longing, there's good mystery. There's a good mystery in it. Really love it. Really, really love it. I hope you do too. So that's the book I am currently reading. The last book that came into the house actually came along with that. And it is a book that has only just come out. It's called A Killer by Design. Murderers, Mindhunters, and My Quest to Decipher the Criminal Mind, Dr. Anne Walbert Burgess, with Stephen Matthew Constantine. This has literally only just come out and has been heralded on quite a few true crime podcasts that I listen to. A huge true crime fan. This is going to be my latest read. Did you watch Mindhunter? She is the nurse. What's it called? Oh, let me see who she is. One of the first. Oh no, what's a behind-the-scenes look at the creation of the FBI's Behavioural Science Unit, written by the pioneering forensic nurse who transformed the way the FBI studies, profiles and catches serial killers. So this is the real lady behind that character in the Mindhunter Netflix series, which is of course to do with Mindhunter, which is... What's his name? I've got the book over there. What's your name, love? Oh, I can't remember. Can't see it. It is there, I'm sure. My true crime books are over there. Oh, anyway, John Douglas. That's right. So there we go. It's almost, I see it as more as a kind of companion book to that. Lastly, how long's this been going on? Well, there we go. As usual, gone on far too long. I was hoping for about 10-15 minutes. Gone on too long. It wouldn't be me back on Booktube if I didn't say that. This is a book that I'm trying to read a little bit every day. It's called Everyday Nature. How noticing nature can quietly change your life. I don't need my life changed, to be honest, but I do love the idea of looking at and learning about nature every single day. It is, I started it actually last July, shortly after we moved here. The previous owner has designed a beautiful garden, which we're going to struggle to keep up because we're not gardeners, and she obviously was. But what she did do is that she obviously was into her birds, and so she's got a big bird table. And we have always not put stuff out for the birds because we've got 3 cats, and one of them is a hunter. He has restrained himself fantastically. So what we didn't want to do is entice, basically, toys into the garden for him, but he has been very, very good. We have had the occasional bird, but we always get the occasional bird no matter what. But we have been, because the birds are used to feeding here, and so we see a lot more of the birds and seeing the nature in our little garden. Actually, lovely sized garden. So I wanted to read something about birds and about the flowers and everything like that on a daily basis. And it's just a little bit each day, and it tells you about something that you can notice at the current time. So looking at today is east wind, about how the east wind comes, and actually we're having more of a north wind at the moment. So it tells you about little drawings and about the birds that you can see. Very England, UK based, I would say. Not going to be great for everybody around the world, but it's great for me, and so I'm looking at that. It's a lovely book. It's a really lovely book, and I'm enjoying looking at that every day. So there's that. So there we go, friends. That's a lot of books that I've shown you in one quick video for me. It can be a lot longer. Let me show you. Can I do the stack? And then we'll know I'm back. Here we go. I'm not going to get the other book. Yeah, there we go. Woo! That's the stack of books I'm going to rest my head on. So yeah, there we go, friends. I hope there's been something there that you've been interested in or you've heard about before and that you wondered what it was like. Perhaps it's given you an idea of something new to come into your house, whether it's because you buy it or you borrow it, or you read about it, or you snaffle it from a friend. That's always another way of getting books, isn't it? So yeah, thank you, Booktube, for making my welcome back so nice. If you've got to this point of the video, you are A, marvellous, and B, the best. That's what I say. This has been lovely. Let's do it again. Bye.